Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's breaking story is shaking up the entire Middle East and sending shockwaves across the globe. Donald Trump has dropped what many are calling the Gaza bombshell. But the big question remains, is this a genuine hope for peace or the spark of a new war? Let's dive deep into the story, the politics, the strategy, the reactions, and the possible consequences that could reshape the future of the Middle East. The announcement came late last night from Trump's campaign headquarters in Florida. Standing before a massive crowd, Trump unveiled his Gaza Peace Initiative, a plan he claims will bring an end to the endless cycle of bloodshed between Israel and the Palestinians. The proposal, however, is already stirring controversy, outrage, and disbelief from both sides. According to Trump's plan, the U.S. would mediate a temporary ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, leading to what he calls a two-phase peace pathway. Phase 1 includes a 90-day truce with humanitarian corridors, allowing aid into Gaza. Phase 2 focuses on what he terms mutual recognition talks, a bold attempt to get Hamas and Israel to sit at the same table for the first time in years. Sounds ambitious, right? But here's where things get complicated. Inside Israel, Trump's announcement has landed like a political earthquake. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office was quick to respond, saying, Israel will not negotiate with terrorists. Hardline ministers in Netanyahu's coalition blasted the proposal as naive and dangerous, warning that any ceasefire would give Hamas time to regroup and rearm. The Israeli public, already divided over the ongoing war, is now more polarized than ever. Families of hostages still held in Gaza are demanding a deal, any deal that could bring their loved ones home. Meanwhile, far-right groups accuse the U.S. of undermining Israel's security. Protests have erupted outside the Knesset, with demonstrators chanting both for peace and for revenge. The country feels like it's being pulled in two directions, one toward diplomacy, the other toward destruction. In Gaza, the reaction is equally mixed. Hamas officials initially dismissed Trump's plan as political theater, suggesting it's a stunt to win votes in the upcoming U.S. elections, but behind closed doors, sources claim that Hamas leaders are monitoring developments closely. They know that international pressure, especially from the U.S., could change the game. For the people of Gaza, weary of airstrikes, blackouts, and blockade, Trump's plan offers a sliver of hope. Crowds gathered in Rafah and Gaza City, some waving white flags, others chanting for freedom. But there's also deep skepticism. Many fear that this could be another hollow promise, a photo opportunity that fades as quickly as it arrived. Washington, too, is divided. Trump's rivals in both parties are accusing him of exploiting the Gaza crisis for political gain. President Biden's camp has called the proposal reckless, pointing out that Trump's previous Middle East policy heavily favored Israel and alienated Palestinians. But Trump's supporters argue that only he can deliver a breakthrough. They point to the Abraham Accords, which normalized relations between Israel and several Arab states during his presidency. They say he's the only American leader who can bring both sides to the table because, in their words, they fear him, but they also trust him. Behind the scenes, diplomats from Egypt, Qatar, and Turkey are scrambling to assess the fallout. Cairo has already hosted emergency meetings with Hamas officials, urging them to consider Trump's offer seriously. Qatar, a key financial backer of Gaza, is reportedly open to facilitating talks, but only if Israel agrees to a full ceasefire. Turkey's President Erdogan called Trump's announcement a critical opportunity, though he warned that peace cannot come from arrogance. Meanwhile, Iran, always the wild card, issued a stark warning. In a televised address, a senior Revolutionary Guard commander declared that any attempt to legitimize Israel's occupation will be met with resistance. This message wasn't just for Trump, it was for Israel, the Arab world, and the United States alike. Let's pause here and look at the bigger picture. What's really driving this sudden peace push? Trump's campaign strategists know that foreign policy drama plays well with his base. The image of Trump as a deal-maker, the man who can end wars, is powerful political theater, but this move isn't just about votes. It's also about reclaiming control of the global narrative. The Middle East has been spiraling into chaos. Israel locked in a brutal war with Hamas, Hezbollah firing rockets from Lebanon, and U.S. forces on high alert across the region. By inserting himself into the story, Trump is trying to shift the spotlight back to Washington and to himself. But if this gambit backfires, the consequences could be catastrophic. Let's imagine the worst case scenario. Israel rejects the plan outright. Hamas refuses to disarm. The ceasefire collapses before it even begins. Iran seizes the moment to rally its allies Hezbollah, the Houthis, and Shiite militias in Iraq to open new fronts. Suddenly, the Middle East is once again on the brink of a regional war, one that could drag in the U.S., Russia, and even China. Already, military analysts are warning of potential escalation spirals. Israeli forces have reportedly been placed on high alert in the south, while American warships in the Mediterranean have been repositioned. A senior Pentagon official told reporters that the U.S. will not hesitate to protect its forces and interests in the region. It's a chilling reminder of how fragile this peace push really is, but could there be a silver lining? Some experts believe that Trump's move, even if politically motivated, could open unexpected diplomatic channels. Sometimes chaos creates opportunity, said one senior diplomat in Brussels. The European Union has already welcomed the proposal in principle, urging both sides to seize the chance for dialogue. The UN Secretary General called it a potential turning point, but also warned that peace cannot be built on election slogans. If Trump manages to even initiate talks, it would be a seismic political win. But history is not on his side. Every U.S. president since Carter has tried and failed to secure lasting peace between Israel and the Palestinians. The scars of Oslo, Camp David, and countless ceasefires still haunt the region. Meanwhile, in the streets of Jerusalem, Ramallah, and Tel Aviv, ordinary people are left wondering what comes next. Can they trust another promise? Can they afford another war? For many, the answer depends less on Trump and more on the courage of their own leaders to break the cycle. Journalists on the ground report growing exhaustion. People are tired of slogans, said a local reporter in Gaza. They just want to live to sleep without bombs, to eat without fear, to see their children grow up. That raw humanity, often lost in the noise of geopolitics, might be the real key to peace if anyone's still listening. As we close today's report, the world watches with cautious eyes. Trump's Gaza bombshell has set off a chain reaction of hope and fear. Whether it ends in peace or fire depends on what happens next in the boardrooms, the war rooms, and the streets of the Middle East. Is this the beginning of a new chapter or just another headline in a never-ending tragedy? Only time will tell.